What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week. For those of you that are new to the channel, this Builds of the Week series is a series that I do where every single Monday I release top 5 meta builds to help you rank up in Dota Underlords. Now this week we're starting with the #1 build of the week, which is Brawny Brutes. Now this build is absolutely incredible. It has the best of the current meta right now. Brawnies are absolutely at the top tier of the meta. They are going to be contested. If you're fortunate to play in a game where not many people are going Brawnies, then force them as aggressively as you can because you're going to find success. Basically, the key to this strategy here is getting an early bristleback, getting him to 2 stars. His cool spray really helps to get a lot of kills, especially to counter a lot of the summons you're seeing right now. Juggernaut you want somewhat centered as well because of his Blade Fury ability. You want units like Beastmaster and Lifestealer on the edge because they're a little softer, but at the end of the day, Lifestealer is one of those units that if he's one of the last ones fighting at the end of the round, his Feast ability is going to help keep him up and sustain him. He's a great finisher. We're running Magnus in order to allow the Druid synergy to kind of amplify both Tree and Protector and Magnus, and we have the Ogre Magi, who's also a Brute, to help with Bloodlust and with the protection of the rear line with support damage dealing Hobgen. You can also do an Essex here as well. Eno works fine as well. The only hero that does not Underlord that does not particularly work here is Joel, but even if you really want, you can force Joel, but this is the protected position for an Essex and for Hobgen. Now, with regards to the Brute positioning, you do want them spread out. As you can see here, Brutes benefit from the Brute bonus, and what they'll do is they will apply it to units that do not have the Brute bonus applied. Therefore, it is good to space them out so that you can spread out the bonus as effectively as possible. Axe is the tier 5 unit you want to put in. He'll go in for whoever your weakest Brawny is. So let's just say, you know, Juggernaut's weak there. He's a 1 star, whereas if you have a 2-star Beastmaster or a 3-star Beastmaster, you'd put Axe in his place in the late game. And for the second build of the week, what we've got here is we've got Knights, Healers, and Warlocks. Now, the nice thing about Knights is that Knights are relatively uncontested right now, and the result of that is that you're able to get them to 2 stars and possibly even 3 stars relatively easily. People are starting to pick up on the fact that Knights are very strong, in particular Luna with Mask of Madness. Luna with Mask of Madness is one of those units you can almost put into any composition, and she's going to do incredible amounts of damage. In Knights, obviously, she's ideal. What I do recommend is positioning them like this. You want Sven up in the center a bit so that his cleave ability can do as much damage as it can. He really excels with like a Moon Shard. But anyways, what you have here is you're using a lot of the healing units. You're using the Healing Alliance to its fullest potential. You're also using Warlocks. Now, Warlocks and Healers, because you have a lot of overlap here with the Warlock and the Necrophos, you're going to have a lot of healing effects that are going to be keeping your Knights up. Now, the nice thing about this Knight build is it is a sustained build. So, you know, Eno, healing and stealing Eno is absolutely fantastic. Support damage dealing Hobgen is great too, but he doesn't benefit from the healing bonus, so you might want to go something like support healing and Essex as well. But any of the 2 healing compositions are great. I don't recommend Joel here because in order to get Joel in here, you have to break up your Knights, and that can be a little tricky, especially in the mid game. And for the third build of the week, what we've got here is we've got Brawnies, Savages, and Summoners. Now, I believe that this is one of the strongest Summoner builds that you can run right now, simply because with Brawnies up front, you're going to have a ton of sustained tanking ability, and quite frankly, that really benefits a lot of the Summoners, especially like Nature's Prophet. His cooldown's only 6 seconds. That'll allow him to get a lot of treants on the board. Lycan's going to be a single cast as well, but his Shapeshift ability and his Wolves are going to do a lot of damage as well. It's a lot of sustainability. There's only one primary item that you're really banking on here, and that's the Refresher Orb for Lone Druid. With the Refresher Orb, what you can do is you can get a Lone Druid getting multiple Spirit Bears on the board. That really amplifies the damage capability of this build. Spirit Bears also entangle their opponents as they attack them, so you have an opportunity to completely crowd control 2 of the opposing heroes in any given fight. It's absolutely an incredible ability. Refresh Orb is absolutely mandatory in this build. It's an extremely strong build. Support damage dealing Hobgen works well here because of the sustainability of the Brawnies, but both an Essexes actually work well. You can do an Enthrall in Essex, you can do support in Essex. It doesn't really matter. An Essex is a good fit here as well, and so is Eno. Eno's fantastic too. Eno does a great job of sustaining the fight, both healing and stealing, and Rabid Furball. Overall, a very strong build. For the fourth build of the week, what we've got here is we got Bloodbound. Now, Bloodbound is really good right now because of the prevalence of summoners. Now, what you can get here is you get someone like Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker, when you're against summoners, he's going to get sustained by the fact that when an adjacent enemy dies, he gets 35% of his health back. It helps sustain him in the fight. You're also taking advantage of a sacrificial Warlock. You're going to have basically your weakest unit in the corner position. This is going to make it so that when he dies, he activates the Bloodbound ability, which is a flat 125% bonus. Now, I do recommend you go with Ogre Cap. Ogre Cap is great on any of your units. I put it on Treant sometimes, or you can even put it on your Magnus. Because of Magnus's cleaving ability, you know, he's going to empower himself first, so you're basically going to be cleaving for a ton of damage. He's a good kind of target for that as well. What you're doing here is you are going Brutes. We're one short from a complete Brute bonus. You can add Lifestealer in later if you wish. Axe is also a good fit as well. If you find yourself in the late game, you just throw them in there. We're also running 4 Warlocks. 4 Warlocks helps to kind of help sustain your units and help to keep that healing alive, particularly for Bloodseeker, who's going to be generally kind of hovering around 20% health, doing as much damage as he can. Enno is a great fit here. I love Enno in this build. You can do an Essex as well, but I think that Enno, both variants of Enno, is kind of the ideal pick. And ideally here, what you want to do is you're going to do tons of damage with Shadow Fiend, so like a Kea on Shadow Fiend. If you're going against a lot of Brawnies, Caden's Blade is a great option. Caden's Blade will do percentage-based damage, so that it'll allow your Bloodseeker to burn down those Brawnies. The fifth and final build of the week is Spirits. Now, Spirits are going completely uncontested right now. No one wants these units. No one's going Ember Spirit because no one's going Assassins or Spirits. Some people are trying Mages here and there, so you might get some contention with some of the Mages, but only one person. No one's really using Legion Commander to great effect right now. That's a shame because I think Legion Commander is actually great. No one's going Earth Spirit because Warriors are just not doing the job right now. So this is a very uncontested build, and what the result of that is you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to get a lot of Delta Slams off. Now, I'm including the Legion Commander because a lot of people might not realize this, but she actually has an elemental charge ability, which basically she does double damage as part of the Spirit Alliance. That is absolutely fantastic. It's going to do a lot of work. Now, if you're in a position where you don't have a Legion Commander, or you have a second Void Spirit, I actually had a game like this, right? Multiple 2-star Void Spirits. You can do this as well. The nice thing about this is anytime there are 3 spirits that are fully charged, they will achieve the Delta Slam, including the Legion Commander. So I do recommend Joel in this build. He just fits very nicely with the design of the build. Either one is going to be very sufficient, whether you go Happy Hour Joel or you go Aggressive Tank. You can also go someone like Enno as well. He's very elusive and he'll keep the build alive. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers. Take care, everyone, and I hope that these builds help you rank up in Dota Underlords.